And we have made it. Yes, we have made it to Friday. Good Friday, my friends. Welcome into the Chase and Big Joe show here on 102.5, 106.3 The Game. I got him back. I had to give him up this week. Just custody issues, but I got him back. Dr. Crane with us today because Chase is off. Dr. Crane, good to have you back, buddy.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back. It's let's just put it this way. I'm a morning guy. I'm a morning guy through and through.
Okay. Well, I'm not a big fan of the custody decision that we got regarding Chase and I over you for Stillman in the afternoon, but one more day.
Yeah, there's something about that. There's also the LinkedIn thing that came into play with all of it. So, we're just gonna have to go through the process. Keep going through.
So this is like when you're that divorced dad and I don't get to see you till Sunday, but Friday I get to take you to lunch, and so this is like taking you to lunch.
Well, hopefully our lunch is delicious. That's all I gotta say.
It will be. Nick Kaiser running the show today. Nick, you're gonna be an active participant in the show today. You ready for this?
Hell yeah, man. Let's go.
Because when the cat's away, the mice are gonna play. So and God bless Chase McCabe. Once again, he's out of town, which is great because our company here is fantastic and wonderful. Let people explore their options in their freelance world. And Chase again is up in New York City getting yet another, except this time it's a cloud architecture storage certification from LinkedIn.
So does he have to have an engineering degree for that?
He does not.
Wow.
That's how good he is. I mean, his cloud certification is already good, but now cloud architecture storage certification is next level.
I'm telling you, he is the digital meteorologist of LinkedIn.
He is. Now he'll go to LinkedIn and post his stuff and it's all happy right there.
I wonder if this cloud storage includes those stratocumulus clouds. You know what I'm talking about?
No, it does not.
No. Okay.
It's purely LinkedIn. So to do all that. All right. So our goal, we got a nice fun show for you. Chris Sanders at 10 o'clock, Sean Henry at 9:30. Tim Bryant's going to join us. Wilson County FCA, big event they're happening in 2 weeks. I'm a part of. We'll have to talk to him at 9:45. But our goal today is not to mention the quarterback from Miami, his name.
Like,
are you on board with this?
I'm on board. I said before the show, if we mention the name and or the surname, then you got to do 5 push-ups.
Okay. You said it's like Baltimore?
Excuse me?
You said like
Voldemort.
Who's that?
Harry Potter, the guy.
I don't watch
He who shall not be named, Joe.
Yeah. I don't watch your nerd shows. I don't know.
I'm sorry that you like Spaceballs instead of Star Wars.
In school, I had to read like the Harry Potter books.
Okay.
And so now like that's the thing. People reference books in movies.
That's fine.
So,
but I don't partake in your nerd world.
It's okay.
What does Voldemort do?
He is like an evil wizard in the Harry Potter world. And apparently he killed like Harry Potter's parents or whatever it was. And so like all these movies kind of lead up to the end of it always being Harry Potter versus Voldemort.
This is awful.
Yeah.
Who plays Baltimore in these movies?
Voldemort?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who the actor is, but he's bald and he has no nose.
Oh, so half of me. How does the whole thing, is there a continuation on these? How many books are there?
Yeah, there's like 6 or 7, Nick, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're part of this too, Nick?
What?
You're part of this?
No, I'm aware of
generation,
it.
Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this was all like from K to like 12th grade. We all knew about Harry Potter.
All right. Okay. And so was there an ending to Harry Potter?
Yeah, it was what, Order of Phoenix or something?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So no, it was not that. I don't remember the name of the end. I'm like, look, Joe, I don't know the end of the book, but I do know that it ends, and it ends in very dramatic fashion. So,
well, for those, and spoiler alert, how does it? I mean, are we done with it? Oh, that's Ralph Fiennes.
That's what Voldemort looks like.
Yeah, okay.
For those on the stream, there you go. So,
all right. I did not know that.
Yeah.
All right.
So he had no nose.
He had no nose. So because of that, we're not going to talk about one certain quarterback in Miami because, frankly, I'm tired of it. But today is allegedly Colorado's pro day.
Yeah.
So
allegedly it is.
Yeah.
No Brian Callahan, no Chad Brinker in attendance for that.
Nick Holes is there though.
Oh,
watch out.
Oh,
your
boy.
favorite. Joe.
Denard Wilson's there.
Why? Okay. So Denard Wilson there for Travis Hunter because I really wish the Titans would pick him. I really
Borgonzi is there too.
Okay.
So.
I didn't think
Borgonzi.
So Brinker and Callahan are not in Colorado.
Yes.
Don't
Correct?
think so.
Okay.
Apparently they've done their research on those top prospects.
So they don't need to be there.
No.
What more they have going on? They don't need to be there.
You know what? They're probably trying to catch up with Chase McCabe.
Storm chasing.
Is
Storm chasing, right?
That's what they're probably doing. They're saying that Chase McCabe over at 102.5 The Game, cloud storage. We got to catch up to that guy.
Well, yeah, because isn't Brinker big in analytics or something?
He is. He's got that, cancer curing model for all the scouting and stuff and whatnot. So
Well, I pray he does. But how does that parlay into football players?
I don't know. That's what he's been known for.
That's what we've talked about. Is like, I don't. All right, your pro day is fine and good, but I got game tape. I got 3 years of Cam Ward in big programs playing football. Oh, I said his name.
All right, there's 5. Put that on the list there, Nick. We're gonna keep tallying.
That's 5 push-ups.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. You're right. So, and my pen doesn't work. Even worse.
It's all right.
Oh man. Yeah, +5. All right, I'll do that. I've got game tape on him. I don't need to see. I mean, it's great. You go down there and watch how he carries himself. All right, that's fine. But I got game tape on these guys. And so it's odd they're not in Colorado.
It is a bit odd. I think when you have a top prospect like Shedeur Sanders, you got to kind of evaluate everybody on the same playing field. Sure, there might be a little bit of a talent gap between the Miami quarterback and Shedeur Sanders, but I don't know. I'm in the camp. So at the beginning of all this draft talk and just top prospects, on the weekend show, Jake Lyman mentioned something about by the end or by I think St. Patrick's Day, that the Titans, if they don't trade away their first overall pick, like that would be the telltale sign they'd be drafting the Miami quarterback, right?
Okay.
So they have not traded away the top overall pick. I'm still on the fence about the whole situation because now the Titans previously have mentioned that they are not looking to move off of Will Levis right now. You've seen those two, right, Joe?
Yeah.
But yeah, all that. So I don't know. At the beginning of this whole draft lead up, I was all in on Abdul Carter. Now the Abdul Carter foot thing, shoulder thing, hadn't performed at all the tryouts and stuff that he's able to showcase his talents. Off my board. Looking at the Miami quarterback, kind of falling in love with it a little bit. Now listening to everybody, they're having, I guess, second opinions on him for the most part.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to follow along with the wave of what everybody's thinking, but that's just how my emotions are going. And I'm just kind of confused as to what direction I should be leaning. Because, like, if it were me, and I've said this before, like, I don't think Will Levis is
Say it again.
I don't think Will Levis is a good quarterback. But if you're the Titans, just run it back another season with them and get rid of Cam Ward. And no, I said it.
All right, that's
5 each.
Yep. Right.
But I would get rid of that top overall pick and then get the draft capital in return. And like to the point of that, like listening to Jared this whole week, like he's kind of harped on that. Like if you have the opportunity to get draft capital from the Giants in a big sports market that would overpay for somebody like that,
right,
do it. Just do it. Rip off the Band-Aid, because right now you could get a franchise quarterback that on paper could set you up for the future, or you could not draft him, get draft capital, and actually trust in the process of your front office and be like, hey, maybe we can build from the ground up.
All right. So will you be disappointed if they draft this Miami quarterback? Because I will. I'll be sorely disappointed.
A little bit. Here's the deal. If he ends up performing and like showcasing,
Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah, I wish. Showcasing his true talents, and maybe not the preseason, but for sure, like the first couple of weeks, then I'm on board with it. But like shifting to Brian Callahan, if the Titans were to draft the Miami quarterback and say, for instance, Brennan Allen is the starting quarterback week 1, which I don't think will happen. I think they'll just throw the Miami quarterback in full fire and he'll start week 1. But if the Titans go 1-5 or 2-6 to start the season,
right,
with this rookie quarterback,
okay,
guess who's out?
Oh yeah,
that's Brian Callahan.
Yeah,
and so with that being said, then why keep him around right now? If you can trade away your top overall pick, you should have cleaned house a few weeks ago or a few months ago.
I agree with you on that. I totally agree with you on that. So we shall see. All right, our question of the day is something I'm really excited about. So evidently on the Senate floor, a senator from New Jersey or somewhere spoke for 24 hours, did a filibuster, 24 hours. And I didn't look at what he's talking about because I really don't care. So 24 hours. So our question of the day is, and we're going to lower this down, and Nick Keiser, you're involved in this too. What could you speak on for 30 minutes without any notes, sports related? You have 30 minutes to go and if you repeat yourself, you're out. You're dinged. You're out. What could you speak on sports related for 30 minutes without any notes? That's our question of the day. 615-737-1025. Or we'd love to hear your beautiful voice. You can call too. 615-737-1025. Nick, hold on, Nick, not you, Nick Kaiser, but Dr. Crane.
Yes.
What could you speak on for 30 minutes, sports related with no notes?
For 30 minutes, I could easily talk about baseball. 100%.
No, that's too generic. I need a specific topic.
Pacific or specific?
Both.
Okay.
It's got to be in Pacific time, but specific.
Okay. I can talk about Major League Baseball. I can definitely talk about that.
It's too specific. I need you to I'd like Cardinals.
I can talk about the St. Louis Cardinals for 30 minutes. Yes, I could.
What's the first thing you would bring up? Sonny Gray?
The DeWitt family and the ownership.
Okay.
Because the attendance is so low, and you're wondering why that is. It's because they don't right now care about their fans.
Yeah, attendance is bad up there, isn't it?
Yeah. Opening day, I think they had they said I'm ballparking. I don't know the exact number, but it was like low 10,000, maybe below that.
Wow.
Okay. Normally they sell that place out on opening day. It's a tradition up in St. Louis. Like you get the kids out of school and you take the whole day, go down to Ballpark Village, do all the fun festivals in the morning, and there was not a lot of people there.
All right, Nick Kaiser, what could you talk about? 30 minutes, sports related, no notes, and don't be a broad topic like life.
No, I could easily talk about the past decade of rule changes in hockey, where I could go into depth of, okay, you've got overtime, you've got the equipment issues that they've had, the different changes with all of that. And quite frankly, just the new equipment that has been developed in lieu of all of these things as well.
I see, Dr. Crane, now that's a topic.
Bingo.
That's a top 30 minutes, no notes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've gathered info from a guy that created a new skate blade. I've talked to several players about the stuff that they wear. And then I also have kept track of everything that's new as well.
I love this.
There you go.
Like a little savant.
I mean, a savant. I'm a walking encyclopedia for hockey and other sports as well.
In addition to being handsome, I mean, you are a handsome savant when it comes to the world of hockey. So that's our question. So you want to redo your topic there, Dr. Crane?
4.
I like the one you had earlier about the one you could talk about for 30 minutes. Nobody else could talk about.
Darts?
Could you talk 30 minutes about darts?
How about rugby? Come on now.
I could talk more NRL than I could darts.
Or calcio. Come on now.
I could talk Italian soccer as well.
You only get one. So the dart thing is fascinating to me, but if you could talk what's NRL rugby?
Yes.
Is that redundant?
Rugby. No, that's right. National Rugby League.
But it's not National Rugby League rugby.
No, that's redundant.
Okay, yeah, NRL.
Yep.
Okay, you could go on that for 30 minutes.
Probably so, yeah.
That's to me. See, that's fascinating to me because I don't know anything about that world.
Yeah. Now I would stutter and fumble my words a little bit about it because I'm still learning.
Like a Mel Tillis stutter, or like stuttering, like
No, I wouldn't go. It'd just be a lot of pauses, like a lot of, let's say, awkward silences.
Okay,
for the most part.
All right,
but it's okay. I enjoy watching the sport. Joe's trying to do it to me now. I enjoy watching the sport. I get up at like 4 a.m. to watch it on Thursdays.
I'm not passionate about anything, but I love the fact you're passionate about.
I used to walk in every morning and he'd be asleep watching all this stuff.
When I did overnights here at the radio station, I would watch NRL because that's what would keep me up throughout the night. And so around 4 a.m., they have this Thursday game. It's called Thursday Night Footy. And my favorite team, the Brisbane Broncos, it was like the first time I did overnights they were playing. I was like, oh, this is my team. I'm watching the Brisbane Broncos. And there's a guy named Reese Walsh. He's a winger. He's like basically the star player on the team. And he got traded from the Warriors to the Broncos previously. And then he became this superstar, scoring a lot of tries, which is equivalent of American touchdowns. I was like, this guy's great. This whole team's awesome. That guy name is Katoni Staggs. He's got this like thick, like I'd say Baltimore style mustache, cop mustache. Like you could just watch guy like this guy means business.
Oh, I love this.
And so he just runs up the middle and it's like just knocks over a few guys. It's like a fullback in American football, but like it's kind of like a lineman in rugby.
Big Joe, we need to hear yours coming up next though, right?
So you don't toss to the break yet.
Well, I'm not tossing to no break. You just got to make sure you're going to give us a good tease, man.
Come on. We'll come back. We'll take, again, 615-737-1025 on our text line. You could call us. What could you speak on for 30 minutes? No note, sports related, that you'd have no doubt that you could absolutely do that. We got rule changes in hockey. We got the Australian Rugby League, and I got mine, which I'm very passionate about. We'll talk about that next. This is the Chase and Big Joe show right here till 11 o'clock on 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Woo! All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show. That's what Chase McCabe plays when he walks into these big arenas. He talks about cloud storage and his certification. He got off of LinkedIn. Chase is off today. Dr. Crane in with us today. Nick Keiser behind the glass today. Because I don't have access to what's happening,
Yeah.
Dr. Crane. So please read something for me.
Absolutely. Later today on 102.5 The Game, tune in for Vanderbilt baseball as the Commodores take on the Florida Gators. Pre-game begins at 5:15 with first pitch to follow at 5:30. Coverage also is available on the Game Nashville app and theGameNashville.com. So if you enjoy baseball, tune in later on.
Well done.
Liquor. Our prices have never been lower.
All right, our question is, what could you stand in front of a crowd and talk about for 30 minutes sports related with no notes, coming off the 24-hour filibuster that one of the senators did on the floor of the Senate? What could you do for 30 minutes? Dr. Crane could do NPR soccer. What is it?
NRL rugby.
NRL rugby.
Yeah.
Our great Nick Keiser could do uniform changes or rule changes.
It's a little bit of both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hockey could do that. For me, I could spend 30 hours, not 30 minutes, talking about why Dale Murphy and Too Tall Jones should be in their respective Hall of Fames. The fact that these two men are not in the Hall of Fames of their sports is a travesty. And that's why I don't care about Hall of Fames. I really do not care until Dale Murphy gets in, until Too Tall Jones gets in the Hall of Fame. In fact, when you tell people that Too Tall Jones is not in the Hall of Fame, they're like, you're lying. I'm like, Too Tall Jones is not in the Hall of Fame. How is he not in the Hall of Fame? And don't come at me that he didn't have 800 sacks in his career. That doesn't mean his impact on and off the game back in the 70s was monumental. Dale Murphy, the only two-time back-to-back MVP player in the history of baseball that's not in the Hall of Fame. 398 homers, played his ass off for the Braves for so long. I mean, we got guys in the South who just revere him, who watch Braves. He's not in the Hall of Fame. It is a travesty. Guys with worse stats than him are in the Hall of Fame. It's a travesty. All right, feel better. All right, we want to hear from you, 615-737-1025. What could you talk about for 30 minutes? Our friend Haramiddle Henry, which is banned from the show, says he could talk about how bad the Preds are for 30 minutes. All right. Thank you for that. Byron, I could get pretty far on how a $200 paddle can make an amateur ping pong player pretty competitive.
Wow.
That's in your world, right? You're the dart billiards world, right, Dr. Crane?
Ping pong, not really my thing to follow and watch, but I do dabble in some table tennis from time to time.
My old roommate, he loved to actually watch this in live time all the time. He would come home from class and just turn it on.
I'll say
Ping
this:
pong.
growing up as a kid, my uncles, so at my grandparents' house, they had this like ping pong table. They used to have like battles back and forth on weekends.
Good.
Like back and forth. It was continuous.
Not on the Wii.
No, not on the Wii. I'm talking about real ping pong. It was back and forth every other weekend, round robin tournaments, and it ended in, I wouldn't say a bloodbath, but
I love it. Byron, look what you've done to us. How a $200 plus paddle can make amateur ping pong player pretty competitive. I like that.
Pickleball.
Show.
Pickleball is something that you can play pretty competitively.
Oh,
That's
my
another
goodness.
fun sport.
Oh,
Flying
man.
Ernie's, baby. If y'all want to join, that's it.
Okay,
It's
we
a
can
team
do.
name.
All right. Let's see a few more from you guys that written in here with us to this. 9712. I could discuss 70s F1 or 80s NWA wrestling for 30 minutes. See, I
Ooh.
like this 9712 because it's different. I like this. Discuss 70s F1 or 80s NWA wrestling. Devin and Dixon. I could talk Nashville Predators, unfortunately, being bad this year and the reasons why, and also anything the history of NASCAR related. So I get, all right, Devin, I like this, but we got to be more specific because you can't just talk like I admonished Dr. Crane for talking. I can talk baseball. Well, yeah, right. We need specific subject you could do on.
Like how the tires are constructed or something like that.
Did I say it correctly?
What?
Specific.
Yeah, specific. Yeah.
Okay.
When you asked me in the first thing, you're like Pacific. I'm like, well, we could go out that direction if you want.
Jules, I could talk about the NFL draft, past, present, future for at least 30 minutes straight. I like that. All right, that's a specific thing. Well done. Brian, the enigma, you like this, Nick Keiser, the enigma that is goalie interference.
Oh my gosh, yes. I got a caller, but I can elaborate more on that later.
Okay, we got a call?
Uh-oh.
We got a call? Is it Clay? All right, before he
Uh-oh.
puts him on real quick here. Dr.
Hey,
Crane.
I better say before we do get to him, our very own Jared Stillman, said he could easily talk 30 minutes about how the NFL cap is fake.
He sent that in.
He did.
I would love to see that and hear that. That'd be great. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll get some more here. Again, that's our question of the day: is what can you talk about? All right, caller, go ahead. Take it.
Go ahead. Trey is on the line. What you got for us, Trey?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it. My wife and I are the blessed parents of a 29-year-old son with autism, and so I could talk for at least 30 minutes about the Special Olympics. That's sporting related. It's it is the largest sports event in the world for children and adults with disabilities.
Oh, 100%.
So-
Wait, before you go, what makes it so special? What for you makes that so special?
Acceptance. You know, our son, when our son was young, you know, it was hard to get him involved in things, and we got him involved in the Special Olympics. A lot of people don't know how it started. It was started by Eunice Shriver Kennedy and one of the Kennedy sisters, and they had a special needs child. But, you know, for our son, he was just accepted as just kind of a normal guy and loved the athletics, and it was just such a wonderful thing. If you want to see people doing something just for the love of the sport, not for money, not for fame, not for accomplishment, this is where you can see it in the Special Olympics. It's changed his life, and we really appreciate it.
Well, let's hope we get that here. What, 2030? Is that what Nashville's trying to get the Special Olympics worldwide here?
I think so. 2030. I think they're trying to. But you know, it's catching a lot of attention now too, because Special Olympics comes up in a month. And as a matter of fact, 2 days ago was National Autism Awareness Day. April is Autism Awareness Month. And so Special Olympics starts in May, and so we're really excited about it.
Love it. Trey, thank you, my man. Appreciate you calling.
You bet.
I love it. Exactly. I hope Nashville can get that in 2030, I think it is. So.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I know at Father Ryan, they hosted Special Olympics every year when I was there, all 4 years. And I was very fortunate enough to not participate, but to help out with the whole situation.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh, I'm sure
it's
it is.
great to see just the kids smiling from ear to ear. It just warmed my heart, and it just makes you feel like you've done something. You know what I mean?
No, I love it. Thank you, Trey, for the phone call. Real quick, last one. Stillman can spend 30 minutes talking about a right tackle. That's it. So keep them coming. We love you. We have the best listeners ever. You guys, we got a lot of response to our text line. We'll read about those coming up. Up next, though, is the president and CEO of the Nashville Predators. Our good friend, Sean Henry, is going to join the show next. Chase is out. Dr. Crane's in. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. All right, welcome back into the Chase and Big Joe show here on 102.5, 106.3 The Game. It's our pleasure every Friday at 9:30 to bring in somebody from the Nashville Predators organization. Today, it's one of their interns. His name is Sean Henry. He joins the show with us today. Hello, Sean. How are you?
I am doing well, but I'm missing Chase a bit this morning. I didn't know you guys were baiting and switching me.
No, Chase is out of town. He's got this whole LinkedIn cloud storage thing he's working on. So we're proud of him, Sean.
I am too. I hear he's chasing after his long lost love. I'm fourth, right?
Oh man, it's gonna be the Bridges of Madison County Part 2. What we're gonna have. Let me ask you this:
We're so mad.
Well, I know we're having a fun a topic this morning about something you could talk on for 30 minutes without any notes. You cannot talk about the Nashville Predators, and you cannot talk about the New York Yankees. What could you talk about sports related for 30 minutes, no notes?
The Detroit Pistons, the Boston Celtics, the New York Giants, Tampa Bay Lightning.
What exactly about the Boston Celtics could you talk about?
You give me any topic and I could school you up on it, but I stop at about 1994.
Right,
That's
same.
where I really stopped caring a whole lot. But I love long history and historical franchises. That's why it's so important to me that we keep Bridgestone Arena running for the next 30 years where it is. It's there's something about when you go back 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years and talk about some legends. And I can't wait for my granddaughter to talk to her grandson about Pecorine and why the statue is there. To me, it's the same thing. You talk about Bob Cousy, a good Long Island guy who really invented how to handle the ball, and you bring that forward to the greatest winner, the second greatest winner in the history of sports, and Bill Russell. Right? It's pretty cool. And then, when people start talking about the greatest of all time, they kind of forget about 4 or 5 Celtics that really should be in that group too.
Amen to that. By the way, Rodney Hampton's birthday was yesterday, and there was no love with this station for Rodney. I know you would appreciate Rodney Hampton.
You know what? Number 27, it was put in an era where there weren't a whole lot of good things around him. But he was a fun player to watch, wasn't he? How old is he? I'm going to guess he's 47.
Oh, he's 56.
Oh my gosh! He's my age. Wow.
Yeah, right. That's crazy, isn't it? Now I know something.
He was doing great things when I was doing nothing.
All right, yeah, number 20 from the University of Georgia, baby, up in the Big Apple, making things happen. All right, I do want to talk though. April is Fan Appreciation Month, and I know how important this month is to you in the organization because the fans are everything.
They really are, and every season, right? Whether you go undefeated or you have a season where you're chasing a lottery pick, the fans are incredible. I had the good fortune of being in Columbus the other day, and they're having a really fun season for them following such an awful tragedy this summer, and great fan base, great organization. But I was sitting there thinking they're chasing a playoff hunt, and I would take a snow day in February on a Tuesday night in Bridgestone Arena. And you compare the two crowds just in size and passion, and there's no comparison. And our fans are behind this team, always win or lose. Obviously, a little bit more fun when we're winning. A few more fringe fans, around when we're winning. But our core fan base is just incredible, and everyone knows it. And that's what's really nice. A lot of cities talk about it. Players always after the game talk about, oh, what great fans. And then some players get to mean it, and those are the guys that wear gold. Because we really do have the best fans in sports. I mean, look at our league. The league selected us to do the animated game the other night. We were one of 4 teams that got selected. I think we were the only team to have our game on a network. It was really fun putting it on News Channel 5. And we were the only team that I think was opened up the entire country on NHL.com because the league recognizes what a special bond we have with our fans, and other people want to see it and feel it. That's why they selected us to play in Europe next year, too. And you think about it, we got selected in a year that, let's face it, is not going the way we wanted to. So our fans, get us rewarded time and time and time again. And that's why it's so important to say thank you every game, but especially with the focus of the next, 3 or 4 games.
As you well know, when the season doesn't go the way you want and the fans are passionate, when they don't speak up and you're having a bad year, that's when you need to worry. When you're having a bad year and they're speaking up, that's when you really realize you got something special, at least in my eyes, Sean.
No, absolutely. It's I think we've all been in different cities or you follow different teams, where the teams just always math, like average at best. And, fans are fine. They go because it's a fun night out or they're going with, their kids or whoever. You like when fans are vocal, period. Good or bad. I got an email last night after the game. We were having a watch party at my house. We auctioned off at a charity event. And, so it's a fun night. You're a little nervous who's showing up. You know the people are going to be weird. Are they going to open your medicine cabinet? But we had a great time. At the very end, someone was asking me, do you get a lot of notes from fans? I said, I do, and it's awesome. And he said, well, let me see your email. Kind of weird request, rather than my medicine cabinet. And I literally just opened my email, and I got an email from a long season ticket holder, maybe 15 years, 16 years. And it was, you know what? I'm a fan. I am so mad at you, Barry Trotz, our coaches, our players. I renewed, but I'm warning you, man, let's do better next year. And then he said, by the way, I was at the game last week. I had so much fun. So you can be mad and angry and want more and still have fun. And I tell a story a lot. 2 months ago, I was coming in on a Saturday, and I called Bill Wickett. And I'm almost embarrassed to admit this out loud, but I said, I don't even want to go tonight. And he said, you know me 30 years. He said, I've never heard you say that. A 17 Lightning win season, 11 Pistons wins one year. And he said, do me a favor tonight. You have a kid sitting next to you, got him the tickets, family's going through a tough time. Just watch him the whole game. I don't care what else you do tonight, just watch him. And it was that night that it switched for me, that you can still have fun, because there was a kid and his dad up and down, hugging each other, high-fiving each other. We lost the game. And at the end of it, he hugged me and thanked me. And then I was watching people leave, and, people are still having fun at our games, and that's important. Now, I'd like to have them have a little bit more fun. I'd like to have them a little bit more fun in April, May, and June. But no, it's always a good time at Bridgestone Arena. And a Saturday night, or in this case, a Sunday night in Smashville, it's always special.
Sean Henry's with us here on the Jason McJoe Show. Sean, you mentioned earlier about the outreach this team has with the local market, but being selected as a team to go to the Global Series once again, what does that say about the outreach of the global fan base of the Nashville Predators?
You get selected for these things because, the league does their research, who's watching what games when they're telecast internationally, who's buying what merchandise in what markets. Obviously when you have a superstar from a country, they want to kind of reward that as well and play to that fan base. But the reason you get selected for these tentpole events, and like, my gosh, since 2016, we've had the All-Star game, the draft, the awards, played away as in the Winter Classic, played home in the Stadium Series, and now we're making our second trip to Europe. That doesn't happen because you just rotate through the 32 teams. They rotate through the teams that really move the needle. And again, it starts with what happened here in Bridgestone Arena and Nashville and Smashville. People want to be part of that excitement. So when our games are on national television or on international re-airs or live, they track that, and we get rewarded because of our fans' passions. It's really neat.
Back here locally, I've talked to so many people because I have two of the bobbleheads from Bobblehead Nights. Coming up April 8th, you guys are doing your fifth and final bobblehead, and it's Trisha Yearwood. I mean, it just seems like everybody's trying to buy a ticket to get that last bobblehead for the whole collection.
It really is amazing, the fun people have with them. And I think our marketing department, I had Brittany on last week, has just done such a good job in theming the season around Music City and bringing to life the personalities that are such deep Predator fans. And that's what I love about this whole series. There's not one person we're featuring that if they showed up, to the game tonight, we'd have to get them a jersey. They're going to come wearing their own, and it might be the old blues with laces, it might be the mustards, it might be, whatever. And I just love it, because people love superstars that like what they like as well. And I think that's why the connection's so magical. But what Trisha's done with our team over the years is just so much fun. And she combines our passions of music and food and the Nashville Predators in such a fun, unique way. I mean, she had Phil and Aaron on her show a couple of years ago. Then she came out and skated with the guys. It's fun. You have Jelly Roll in the stands the other night on the broadcast, and his great line is he thinks he's the first bobblehead to ever have a face tattoo. And you just laugh when you hear people get excited about, what's around this team.
Yeah, I will have to go to our question of the day. You already mentioned it with Joe, but I've heard in weeks past that you've talked a little bit about Rickey Henderson. You think you talk about 30 minutes of Rickey Henderson as the non-topic with no notes?
I think I can talk about 30 minutes about Rickey Henderson about the things that aren't true. and then another 30 minutes on the things that are true. I was good fortune at my age watching that guy do incredible things on a gosh awful A's team in '79, and then obviously exploded through the '80s. And the Yankees were fortunate enough to get him for a few years and dumb enough to give him away again. But he was, I think, he's the most fun player I've ever seen play. Live. I put he and Ken Griffey Jr. in that bucket because you never knew what was going to happen with him, and you also knew he was going to get on base and he was going to either steal a base or two or force that pitcher to not pitch at the top of his game. That's what people don't make a big enough deal about. When he was on base, the guy behind him, his batting average was some incredible number higher, like 60 points higher than when he wasn't on base. And that's because he was in the pitcher's mind. I just love the guy. However, when I play catch with my kids, even to this day, if they loaf on a ball, I call him Ricky. Because in the field, you want that flair for the dramatic, that snap catch, if you remember that.
Yes.
And he missed the ball to try to show off. So if my sons are listening right now, they're probably laughing or crying. There's many a time they're like, Ricky, come on now. I love Ricky.
I don't know if you saw, but on opening day, the Toronto Blue Jays did a little small honorary thing for Ricky Henderson. They mentioned like, we've only had him for a short amount of time, but we want to honor one of the greats in Major League Baseball. And I thought it was a nice little testament to his family.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't think he gets mentioned enough in, the top 10 greatest players of all time, maybe even higher. But, I think that list starts, with a guy named Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig's in there too, but Willie Mays and, Ted Williams, Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle. And then I think you got to throw Ricky right in there, right? I mean, he was incredible. I was at the game where Lou Brock stole, I think, his 140th base, or I forget what number it was, but he broke the record career-wise. And you figured, no one's ever going to break that record. It's impossible. No one is ever going to break that record again because people weren't stealing bases like they were, in years past in the 80s and 90s. But man, Vince Coleman, Willie McGee, and Omar Moreno, they were all fun, but one guy stood above them all.
Ricky Henderson. And in fact, it made it even tougher, the fact, he was going to steal the base. So it's not like they were like, oh my God, we stole the base. We didn't see that coming.
Right. I know. They were like, the catcher knew it, second baseman knew it, third baseman knew it. Everyone in the stadium knew it. How did he do it? I just don't know.
Every single time.
4 times.
What a player. Rest in peace with that. All right, Sean, thank you, brother. Kids Day on Sunday. Canadians are in town. I love the fact that the original 6 get to come to our town, and that's going to be a fun day Sunday, right?
Yeah, it really will be. It's a special night. It's an earlier game. You get to come out, kids, let them eat all the great food and all the nasty food and have fun. And then Tuesday, get out, see that bobblehead in the last game of the year. Maybe we'll do a Ricky Henderson bobblehead. Who knows, right?
We'll get it done. Oh, that's awesome. All right, man. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, Sean.
All right, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. See you Sunday.
You got it. Sean Henry, Nashville Predators. Love it. They come on and talk to us, and it's always fun to hear from them. All right, we'll take a break, come back. Big event happening in Wilson County in 2 weeks that I am humbled to be a big part of. We'll talk to Tim Bryant from the Wilson County FCA next about this event and the impact it has next here on the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106 for the game. Something about that song when you play it, we're all air instruments in here. We do that. Nick, you got something to read?
I do, Joe.
Read it.
Tune in
quickly.
tonight. Tune in to 94.9 The Fan tonight as the Nashville Sounds take on the Gwinnett Stripers. Pre-game begins at 5:50 with first pitch at 6:05. Coverage will also be available on the Game Nashville app and theGameNashville.com. Sounds Baseball on 94.9 The Fan is presented by Twin Peaks and Family Leisure. And our NCAA tournament men's basketball updates are presented by Toyota. Fuel your adrenaline at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Also brought to you by the newcumberland.com, Twin Peaks, and Bet365.
Oh, show. The New Cumberland. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Big event happening on April 19th. We want you to be a part of. It's the 5th annual FCA Run the Cedars in Wilson County. Let's bring in Tim Bryant with the Wilson County FCA, a great man. Tim, good morning. How are you, sir? And thank you for doing this.
Hey, good morning, Joe. Thanks for having me.
It's an honor to be a part of this. It was a great honor last year. Tell us why people should get involved in this Wilson County FCA Presents Run for the Cedars on the 19th.
Well, yeah, thanks. It's first and foremost, we're going into our 5th year. And our primary reason is to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, first and foremost. And then secondly, it's one of our major fundraisers for the ministry of FCA in Wilson County. We serve weekly over 2,500 students, student athletes, and coaches, and we have over 100 volunteers. Also during the summer months, we have summer camps, teen camps as well. So you can come out and be a part of helping to fund this ministry that serves over 2,500 student athletes and coaches, as I said, weekly.
The website, fcawilson.org, for all the information's there. Last year, it was packed. It was fun. So many people, the fellowship that was going on. And Tim, it was great talking to people that know you, met you in the school, and the impact that you had on their lives of spreading the gospel. That's got to be a great feeling, Tim, for you, knowing that what you're doing is impacting these young men and women as they go forward in their lives.
Well, it is. I have the greatest job in the world, bar none. But it is a great time. Like you said, last year we had over 900 runners, over 1,000 people in attendance. It's just a great family event. We have post-race, we have Hunt Pizza, Crumble Cookies, Cedars Coffee Company. And I want to take this time to thank some of our major sponsors, Wilson Bank and Trust, HTK Wealth, and Fleet Feet, to name a few.
Oh, absolutely. They all come together, especially Hunt Brothers Pizza. I think I had 30 pizzas that day, which kind of negated what I was doing out there. Tim, I want to ask you about spreading the gospel and talking about Jesus in these schools to these young men and women, because I'm being told that spirit is alive and well, and we got a lot of good kids in these schools that sometimes get a bad rap, but there's a lot of good men and women there, and you deal with them all the time.
Oh, yeah. Like you said, a lot of negativity is stated about our youth nowadays. Some of that is true, but I can attest that there's a lot of good going on with our youth, especially in Wilson County schools. And I would like to thank the school heads of Wilson County Schools, Lebanon Special School District, and also Wilson County schools for allowing us to come into the schools each week. Without that permission, FCA wouldn't be possible.
Amen. Tim, how long have you been doing this?
This is my 11th year.
11th year. Yeah, and people, they're taking pictures of you last week. It's like you were the rock star at the event out there. Again, this is April the 19th, fcawilson.org. Run for the Cedars. Run the Cedars. There's a 5K, a 15K, and a 1 mile fun run. And just people sign up, and everybody's welcome. Right, Tim?
Yeah, that's right. And I urge people to get there early. Coach Lee from Vanderbilt University, anchor down. He'll be coming out as our special celebrity guest starter to join you as our race announcer.
Beautiful. You got two of the best looking bald men in America, Tim. Be part of this. Tim, thank you for this. Thank you for your dedication. I don't think we thank you enough for what you do in spreading the word and the gospel and letting kids know about Jesus, man. Thank you for what you do, Tim, and I'll see you in a few weeks.
Well, thank you, and I look forward to it.
All right, that's Tim Bryant with the Wilson County FCA. Again, FCAWilson.org. And I found out that Nick Keyser, your lovely wife, is running in this.
Yeah, she is going to be running in this. Yeah. After you said that it was with the Cedars out there in Wilson County, I was like, wait a second. My calendar in 2 weeks has a run, and my wife Kristen's going to be in it. So
there you go, buddy.
Get on out there.
Perfect. Yeah, again, FCAWilson.org. Hope to see everybody out there. It was a lot of fun. Before we go to the break, Nick, you got something else you want to read? Because evidently you like dominating the show.
I'm just reading here,
Right.
Joe. I think you're involved with this next thing. By the way.
Okay.
Tune in to let's restart this, Joe.
All right.
Tune in tonight on Totally Hits Nashville, 93.3 Totally Hits Totally Nashville, as the Nashville Cats take on the Oregon Lightning.
Yeah.
That's a big game tonight,
A
isn't it?
huge game.
Okay. What?
Huge.
Pre-game coverage starts at 6 and kickoff to follow at 6:30, with coverage also available on the Totally Hits 93.3 app and totallyhitsnashville.com.
Who's calling that game?
I think Joe Dubin and some guy that has a really nice blue polo.
What's his name?
Jake Lyman.
Jake
That's it.
Lyman.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
We'll call the game then. All right. Thank you, buddy.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that. All right. We'll take a break. Come back. Our good buddy, Chris Sanders, the 10 o'clock hours head. Again, our question of the day, if you had to speak for 30 minutes on a sports topic with no notes in front of a big crowd, what would you speak about? It's got to be specific. Unlike Dr. Crane says, I could talk about baseball. Would that be specific?
I don't sound like that.
All right. Back with more here. Oh, 125, 106 the game. All right, welcome back to the Chasing Big Joe show. This is our theme song for our man Chris Sanders, and I feel bad talking over this. Take it.
I can sell you down.
All right, well done.
Only. Hold on.
Okay.
I miss you. Oh, I blew it.
How did you mess that up?
I know, man. I just know the hook to it. It's me you're looking for, man. Listen, that's one of my favorite songs. And if you watch the video, I love his afro and his mustache. That's
It looks good. Well, how about?
Yeah.
Do you know this song instead? Hit it, Nick.
Let's see. Have a good time. We can have the baby all night and some cherry wine.
We know that song, right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man, you
Oh my.
How you
Lord.
doing, man? Let me tell you something, man. It is a pleasure doing the show with you. Where you brighten up my Fridays, and it's just fun, man. I love doing it, brother.
You are a good man. I'll give you your $20 tonight
Yes,
at the
sir.
Cats game when I see you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Hey, listen, the Titans brass is in Colorado today, most of them, to see Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Why? And I don't know why I'm on this kick lately, but I think I want them to take Travis Hunter and just move on and be done with it. I just think the upside, Chris, of Travis Hunter is something to be around for 10 to 12 years. Just take him and move on.
1,000%. I mean, he's a great athlete. He can play defense, offense. You can have a package for him. But here's the kicker in the whole thing. You can be a great athlete. You can be a great pass catcher. You can have all these attributes. But if you don't have a quarterback, you're not going to get the numbers. So you see what I'm saying? So even though he's a generational talent, he's a guy that can make plays. He's a guy that you can use him on defense, so you can have a package on offense. But if you look at this Tennessee Titans roster, I mean, look at what's in the quarterback room. You got Brandon Allen, you got Will Levis, and Tim Boyle. That doesn't scare you at all. So I think that the Titans have to get a quarterback. I know Hunter's a great athlete. He can play offense and defense. You got Shedeur Sanders, who's a good quarterback. But you have to get somebody that's a franchise quarterback. In my opinion, I'm not saying he's there yet, but he can possibly do that for the Tennessee Titans.
Chris Sanders is with us on the Chasing McJoe show. Chris, earlier this week you were on with Jared Stillman, and I heard he asked you basically about the Miami quarterback and is he kind of the franchise guy? Could he be? And you were a little hesitant on that. Are you having a little bit of some hesitation on potentially the number one overall pick?
It's not that you're hesitant. It's just that you just don't know. It's the unknown. I mean, it's everybody knows he's got a strong arm. He's got a great attitude. I mean, he has a natural touch. He's a natural touch passer. He can do all these things. But you're coming into a new system. You're coming to new coaching. You got to develop it to a great quarterback. So if he can do those things, to accommodate his skill set, I think he actually can. I mean, what we just don't know. Whoever thought that, the quarterback from The Ohio State University, C.J. Stroud, was going to come out a few years ago, his first year, and light the whole league up. And then last year, you go with the Commanders, with McDaniel or Daniel, he comes out and he shocks he almost takes his team to the Super Bowl. So actually, you don't know, if the kid can do it or not. But in my opinion, with this skill set, he has a chance. That's the key.
Okay. With that being said, too, I mean, are you not fully sold on, are you fully sold on the Titans going number one overall, or would you rather see them traded away?
No, I mean, I would like to see them traded away and get a whole bunch of picks, but you can get a whole bunch of picks, and if you don't have a quarterback, you're still not going to win any games, because if you're sitting at number one, you got to make sure that you get a quarterback. I mean, just like I talked about a few seconds ago, look who's in the quarterback room. You got Brandon Allen, who played for the San Francisco 49ers, then played for the Bengals in 2020. And his best year, he had 925 yards. You have Will Levis, last year, who struggled. The year before that, he even struggled even more. And then you have Tim Boyle. I mean, Tim Boyle that came from the Giants. So you can have all the players you want, but if you don't get a quarterback in here that can take your team to the promised land, you're going to be in the same situation that you were in last year.
Well, follow me on this. I know picks are not the only thing in the world to really revolve your life around, but say if the Titans were to trade off their number one overall pick, maybe with the Giants, and maybe all the picks that Jared was mentioning about, all the second rounds, the second round next year, third round, so forth.
Yeah.
Acquire all that. And more than likely, reading the tea leaves, Titans probably have that mediocrity style season the following year. So you'll
Yeah,
be drafting pretty high once again. That's 2 back-to-back seasons where you have some pretty solid top 100 picks. So, I mean,
Yeah,
with
you
that being
want-
said, then you're thinking, well, maybe that is the right direction. Maybe acquiring more draft capital is the direction the Titans should do instead of forcing their hand into drafting the Miami quarterback.
I mean, that's a great point and a great observation what you said. And the thing about it is, Derek and TD say this all the time, so I never want to steal their thunder, is they need to build this depth chart. I mean, if you look at the depth chart, they need some guys. I know their offensive line is solidified, but you still need some depth, because if you look at, the past couple of years, this Tennessee Titans team would always consistently have a lot of injuries. So if you don't have no quality backups, a backup quarterback, a quality, some quality tackles, some quality safety, some quality corners to back up those guys that get hurt. Because if you look at last year, you had Snead get hurt, you had Awuzie get hurt. What was the Achilles heel of that defense? The secondary. So you have to build up this roster. You have to do the things to make sure this roster is set. And I think by trading down and getting some more picks, now you're building something.
Talking to Chris Sanders on the Chase and Big Joe show. Chris, if you go back, Caleb Williams, no-brainer. Trevor Lawrence, no-brainer. Bryce Young, no-brainer. Why are we having questions about that quarterback for Miami right now? Because it seems like it is not a no-brainer.
I mean, I think it's where the pick is. I think it's because it's the number one pick. If it's like the 16th or 17th, I don't think 17th pick, I don't think there would be much pressure. But, when you have the potential to go number one, everybody's going to, have that comb and try to comb out the things. He can't do this. He can do this. Maybe he can help us, because it's so vital that if the Tennessee Titans miss on this pick, it's going to send you back even further. Just like about 5 or 6 years ago, when you get Isaiah Wilson in the first round, he wasn't the first pick, but it sets you back for a couple of years, and you don't want to actually miss on this number one pick. That's why it's so vital that if this is his guy, then they need to go with him.
Does he start his first game in September?
He has to. I mean, let me ask you a question. If you were a defensive coordinator and you could say yes or no, because I'm gonna list the name of quarterbacks and I'm gonna say, do they scare you or not? Does Brandon Allen scare you?
No.
Does Will Levis scare you?
He scares me if he starts, because I'm afraid if I'm a Titans fan how bad he is. All right, but no.
Right. Well, Tim Doyle.
No. You're right.
Now, if you get Cameron Ward, you're still unknown. So if he comes in the first 2 games, he lights it up, now you have something. I just think it gives, and I know Jared will laugh at this, but it gives you hope. You're like, well, hope ain't gonna win no game. Oh, yes, it does, because just like when we had the situation with Steve McNair, it brought some hope to the Houston Oilers, and it brought some hope to the Tennessee Titans. And in 1999, we went to the Super Bowl. So yeah, if you have hope, the fans hope, your other guys on the team hope. Now hope is something faith. It adds to production, and it equals a Super Bowl.
We always talk about with Steve and Chris Chandler and the just the tension that was there. I mean, was it that bad?
Yes, it was awful. I mean, it was really bad. It's like, how you look on the sidelines and the quarterback comes to the sidelines and both quarterbacks are talking to the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
No, if Chris Chandler came back to the sideline, Steve McNair was in the concession stand, and they just couldn't get along. They never talked to each other. It's because, and this is just my opinion, and I'll never put another man down. I just think that Chris Chandler was dealing with a pride issue of like, man, you're not coming in here taking my position. I don't care if everybody wants you to take my position. So he didn't help the youngster. So that's why there was so much tension in him, because there was so much competition to be the quarterback. So man, it was like Holyfield and Douglas or something like that. It was huge.
Chris, our question of the day today is, what could you talk about nonstop for 30 minutes with no notes? Like, what is that one topic you could just talk about and ramble?
My wife.
I'd ask for more detail there. That's pretty broad. But
watch your mouth, Nick.
No, detail. My wife, I love her. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's kind. She's loving. She supports me. She believes in me. She encourages me. She says I can do it when the world says I can't. She says I can't. She prays for me. She loves me. She takes care of me. She cooks for me. She embraces me. She challenges me. She loves me. She says you can do it. She says you can do all things through Christ. She says you're the head, not the tail, above and not beneath. She says you're more than a conqueror. She says I love your smile. She says I'm handsome. She says I'm beautiful. She says I'm kind. She says I'm loving. She says I'm the apple of her eye. She's the apple of my eye. Let's go through this.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Well, wow, that's pretty good.
I didn't mean to go off the football thing, but
no,
that's what
okay.
I can talk to for 30 seconds.
Well, as we leave you, we have a song for you.
Oh my God.
I just emailed you the song, Nick, 10 minutes ago. And you said I got it. There you go. When you leave us, this is how we feel. We miss you much.
Oh my gosh, I miss y'all too.
Can you sing it out for us? Do you know
Yeah,
this?
yeah, it was.
All right, man. Love you. I'll see you tonight
Man,
at the
love
Cats
you so
game.
much. Hey, love you, Jared. You're my guy. Appreciate you, Chase. Who are you?
Just get out of here, man. Do you know
Love
what
you, man.
station you're on?
103.6. Love you, Big Joe.
All right, see you tonight. Man, that guy's got a lot of things going on right there. Love him. Love talking to him every Friday. Good questions to him, Jared. You had some good questions.
Yeah, I mean, Jared, Chris, whoever I am, Chase. I mean, I heard Sean Henry coming. He goes, Joe, love to talk with you every week. Well, I'm glad.
Right.
I'm glad.
Keys, are we okay back there? You yelled at me through the glass.
Brother, I thought you meant last song of the show.
No.
You were
song
very vague in your description. You just said last song.
for Chris Sanders.
Yeah, you
when he
didn't
said
say
goodbye.
Chris Sanders.
By the way, the
So-
best way to describe Chris Sanders singing, it's like that relative that's always at a family vacation and they're in the shower. and
Karaoke.
you're waiting for them to just get done out of the shower, but they're just having their sing along. That's Chris Sanders.
I don't take showers immediately after people on vacation.
Well,
in the
I-
same shower.
I'm just saying if there's like a universal shower to use. Joe, I don't know where you're going with this one. I'm just telling you. if
I'm
there's
not, man. I'll go down to the gym and do that. Thank you, Chris. Our question of the day is coming off what Nick just asked. Chris, if you had 30 minutes to get up and speak on a sports topic with no notes, what would you talk about? We got plenty of response on our text line, 615-737-1025. Call or text. Either way, we want to hear from you. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. That's what we're doing on the show, living fast forward. Thank you. Our good friend, Kenny Chesney. How about here? I settled down. Nice little houses on the outskirts of town. This is about you, Nick Kaiser. Right here. They worry about me. We worry about you, Kaiser. All right. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show. Chase is off. He's doing another LinkedIn cloud certification storage architecture he gets today. So Chase is just amazing. You have a little read over there. Doesn't include me, but go ahead.
That's all right. It's time for the 4th annual 615 Open Charity Golf Tournament. Cromwell Media, along with partners Fox 17, Outfront Media, and Social Indoor are proud to announce that we will be back at Hermitage Golf Course on Thursday, May 29th to make a difference while having a great time. You can join us and a few guest media members, athletes, musicians, as we raise money for Folds of Honor. Donations will go to provide life-changing scholarships to families of Americans fallen or disabled military and first responders. Sign up to play or sponsor at 615open.com.
Thank you. You read like the Olsen twins on Full House.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for that. Let's go to our phone line, 615-737-1025. Carl wants to talk about our topic today. What could you talk about nonstop for 30 minutes? Carl, what's up?
Hey, Joe. Hey, a couple of questions first. Did Clay show up with the donuts at 9:30?
He did not. And he's actually on hold after, so we'll get to him after you, but we thought you were more important.
Well, I appreciate that, Joe. Without a doubt, I can talk about Middle Tennessee State University sports all day long. Can I give just a few brief details?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's start back in the 70s when a guy named Fly Williams came to Murphy Center and put on an absolute show. Would go up in the crowds. Went on to have a great ABA and NBA career. Played on the streets of Bronx with, I think, Dr. J at times. Second, move forward a little bit. You go into Jerry Beck being the best basketball player to ever put on the MTSU Blue Raiders suit. Took down the Twin Towers, Melvin Turpin, and Sam Bowie. Move forward a little bit more, and you have Rick Hensel bringing MTSU women basketball to huge power prominence. Teams beating like Tennessee and Louisville just here in the last 2 or 3 years. And then finally, Joe, the inaugural season of Derek Mason, where Joe Dubin and Chip Walters made the call, starting things off good. So
I like
anyway,
it.
I love your show, and thanks for all the nonprofit events that you all support. Knowing a little bit about that world, they can use the help, and people need to go out to support these golf tournaments and these runs, and that's unsolicited. I noticed that. So thanks, Joe.
All right. Appreciate you very much, Carl. Thank you always for the kind words. Let's go down to our best friend, Clay, on the line. Clay, good morning, buddy. Have we run over everybody today? Oh, my God. Clay, turn your radio down.
Clay? Clay?
Oh, this is good. Let this go.
He'll figure it out, right?
Marinate for a second.
Yeah. Clay, I really hope you hear this.
Hey, Clay, how are we doing today?
Very much, Carl. Thank you always for the kind words.
Bud Liquor, our prices have never been lower.
He'll get it now.
This guy he's called
Clay.
radio for 40 years. How does he do
How
this?
we doing?
Clay, what are you doing?
I could talk Vanderbilt sports for 30 minutes nonstop.
But it would take you 45 seconds to get started because you listen to the radio.
Well, that's okay.
All right. So Vanderbilt basketball, could you talk about why Jeff Turner should not have been on the Olympic team in '84?
I can't say necessarily he should have been or shouldn't have been. He was a pretty good player.
Should not have been. You know who he beat out for the '84 Olympic spot? Charles
Who's that?
Barkley. Charles, what are you doing? Are you backing up now?
You on a forklift?
Putting on my seatbelt.
Well, glad safety's first. Hey, could you tell us the art of donut making? Because you end up buying donuts all the time.
Didn't bring them.
I offered him to Big Joe, and he didn't really respond. He just told me when to call, but he said nothing about donuts.
We'd rather have your beautiful voice on our air than donuts.
Did you get my text, Big Joe, about that I named four Titans? Didn't come up with 5. I did have 4, and I said the butler was busy taking out the trash.
Oh, nice. You also put Alexander the Great on there. He is not a Titan, but thanks for doing that. Clay, who's the best Vanderbilt basketball coach of all time?
Modern day, wins, it'd be between Kevin Stallings and Roy Skinner. Kevin Stallings was the all-time wins leader, I believe, with 277.
I'm asking you who you think is the greatest Vanderbilt basketball coach of all time.
I might say Roy Skinner.
Okay.
Because back in that day, there was 10 teams in the league. The 3 teams that dominated were Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and Kentucky.
And Roy Skinner. Yeah.
Late 60s, early mid-70s, back in there. The F Troop, those guys.
Can you name the F Troop?
Jeff Fosness, Butch Fear, Joe Ford.
Love it. There's nothing you can't do. Nick, you have a question for Clay?
I kind of got it answered. I asked him if he could tell me the art of donut making, but he apparently cannot. So need to get up on that. He's got to study.
Clay, tell me the best thing about Big Joe.
Krispy Kreme, Nick.
I'm sorry, what was that, Joe? I mean, Clay.
I've never worked at Krispy Kreme.
Well, you might need to be a manager for them one
up.
You just go pick them up?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we doing today? We got a bunch of rides today?
No, sir.
Oh, what are you doing? You having a day for yourself, like a Clay spa day?
Joe, you're the best.
All right. Hey, have a good weekend, buddy. We need you around. All right.
Thanks, Clay.
See you, boys.
All right. Take care. All right. We'll get to more of your
Clay spa day. Are you kidding me?
Well, he needs a day for himself.
I guess Friday's a good day to do so.
He is. He's a good man. All right, we'll take another break. Give me more reads over there that you want to keep because you obviously love dominating the show all day.
Well, appreciate that, Joe. That's
Anything
very...
else you want to get out?
Sure, yeah, let's do it. Nashville's best deal. This week, Nashville's best deal comes from Bad Axe Throwing. Nashville, downtown's largest axe throwing venue at your go-to spot for food, fun, and vibes. Enjoy panoramic views of the city and killer soundtracks. Craft cocktails from the full bar and Northwoods-inspired menu with Southern twist. This week's Is that right? Yeah, it said. Okay, this week, score half off a $50 gift card while supplies last. Head over to thegamenashville.com/deals and grab yours now.
Well done there. All right, we'll take another break. Come back. This is the Chasing Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Okay, Nick Keiser, you'll get a special prize if you tell me who wrote that song.
I don't know who wrote it. Can you give me a hint, maybe?
He's over 70 years old.
That's fantastic. Okay.
If he came to Nashville, he'd sell out Bridgestone probably 20 nights in a row.
My only guess, and Nick can take a
Wait a
stab.
minute. Put up a little bit. Best guitar solo ever.
Is it Elton John?
Good guess,
No.
but no.
No.
I'm good now. You can try that.
No. Bruce Springsteen wrote that song.
Oh, really?
He did.
Did
Would
not
you
know
agree that's
that.
probably one of the best guitar solos ever?
It is not. Anything with Eddie Van Halen's the best guitar solo ever.
Okay, but those
Not
were
even
good.
Rush? Yeah, I think Rush has some good ones.
Well, they do, but you're not topping Eddie Van. You're not convincing me Eddie Van Halen's not the best.
AC/DC, dog.
Pretty good, but again, you're not convincing me that nothing's better than Eddie Van Halen.
Metallica.
Metallica's pretty good, but again, you're not convincing me anything. But all right, so the Titans brass, most of them, Callahan and who Brinker are not in Colorado today. Is that what we're understanding?
Correct. They're trying to get their cloud storage like Chase.
So they're not in Denver or not Boulder today with the Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, which I just think is weird. I think because Hunter is still, to me, the best player in this draft. And the fact that you're not there tells a lot about Cam. I didn't say his name completely.
I
didn't say his name.
I said three
Intent.
push-ups.
Intent.
You're
I think
right.
it counts.
3 push-ups.
God, I don't want to say his
5.
name on the show.
No, don't sell him
Okay,
short.
All right.
You don't want to say his name today. I'm telling you, when they walk up to that podium and say Cam Ward, that I'm doing a moment here, not this. They got to say the name.
Okay.
I think 75% of Titans fans will be disappointed so much that they'll be like, this is ridiculous.
I think there is a good portion of Titans fans that are a little bit brainwashed anytime there is a draft pick made, in my opinion.
Do you want him to take Cam Ward?
I'm leaning towards no, because I told you at the beginning of the show, I was all in on Abdul Carter, and my emotions have been a roller coaster. When I went out to Vegas for the rugby event, and then I remember Jake Lyman mentioned the St. Patrick's Day deadline. I watched a little bit of Cam Ward online. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way. I said it. That counts. I know. I'm kind of leaning that way. And then now the whole Abdul Carter thing with his foot and his shoulder, and then the whole quarterback thing now with the Miami quarterback, you're just like, I don't know. I think the realization is starting to set in for a lot of people. And like, I feel like if they were to draft the Miami quarterback, a lot of Titans fans are going to just, I wouldn't say get brainwashed, but they're just going to be pressured into liking the pick. You get what I'm saying, Joe?
Yeah, I do. What if, like, I'm going down the list here. All right, so what if the Cowboys at 12 call the Titans and say, we want to trade with you. We'll give you Micah Parsons, our draft pick at 12, our second rounder, and our first rounder next year. And they take Abdul Carter. They don't need a quarterback. I mean, they got Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but isn't Micah Parsons in a contract? Isn't he like,
So send him up here. Would you take him?
if you don't got to pay him this year and just use him as a 1-year rental?
And
Sure.
then 12, you take Jackson Dart. No pressure. He's not your number one pick, but you have gobbled up draft choices from the Cowboys.
Yes, I would probably take that into the fact that if you're only using Micah Parsons as a 1-year rental, sure.
No, I want him for longer than that.
Well, then you're going to be paying the biggest NFL contract that's
fine
outside of a quarterback.
She's worth $4 billion. She's got it. She can pay.
Okay.
We're not paying for it.
Ooh.
But you're getting 5 of their draft choices back.
Yeah.
You have 5 more draft choices you can add to your team this year, plus Micah Parsons. Then you can draft Jackson Dart.
I'd be okay with that.
Then running back Will Levis. I don't care then.
The only thing is I would not draft Jackson Dart. I would somehow flip that first. I honestly think the Titans should be, if they were to do that route, just keep acquiring draft capital.
Okay. Keep it up. I mean, that
You
way,
said pick 12, right, in the first round?
Cowboys are 12.
Find somebody that wants to.
Somebody's going to make the Titans an offer that they're going to be hesitant. Like, all right, we need to look at this. And if you can get their number 1 this year, their number 1 next year, their number 2 this year, but number 4 down the road this year, and get all this capital, that's a no-brainer.
See, I get so overwhelmed and enamored into draft stuff. Like when it comes to, you could acquire this much and that much, and this much. Then it becomes a Madden video game. You're like, you have all this draft capital. What are you going to do with it? Then it solely relies on your scouting department. And that's where I'm very hopeful that the Titans can have their scouting department scout these college athletes that are top prospects. Because if they're able to acquire a lot of top 100 picks, the Titans could actually turn this around like the Lions within a quick window.
Well, then you got 3 of the top 44 picks. You have 3 of the top 44 picks.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know you don't have a quarterback. I got that, but then sign Aaron Rodgers.
There you go. You could do that, or run it back another year with Will Levis, and like I'm cool with that at this point.
Fans would riot.
But the thing is, you bringing in Micah Parsons, you're bringing in a face of the franchise. When that new stadium is open, you're bringing in a guy like Micah Parsons. Yeah, I got something I want to watch. That guy goes after every quarterback in the league with no regards to like hurting them. I mean, he's all about it.
Good. I hope so. So what if they signed Aaron Rodgers, did a trade with the Cowboys, got 4 or 5 of their picks. You got a quarterback for a couple of years. You draft a good receiver. You got 3 of the top 43 picks. You got your quarterback. You've got an edge rusher who could go after the quarter. They have they have no pass rusher on this team.
True. They got,
so
what,
you got
Arden Key
Simmons
right now?
Arden Key's just a blabbering loudmouth who's not worth a damn.
Okay.
Get rid of him. And then you got Parsons, and then I don't know. You build it back up, man. I like that football team a whole lot better than the one I look right now if they draft Cam Ward first.
Yeah. He said it. That's 15. Love it.
No, it is.
I got 10. You got 15. It's all right. It's okay.
Can we negotiate and just make it 5?
No.
So you're going to do 10?
Yeah. I'll do
think
10.
you're
I'll
right.
stick to my word. I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
All right.
But I'm in for that, though. What you said, I'm kind of in for that.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. All right. We're going to put a bow on this beautiful award-winning show.
How about that?
Next, we have celebrity birthdays. And what day is it coming up next? This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3, The Game. All right, welcome back into the final segment here of the Chase and Big Joe show. Chase will be back on Monday. He's about to give a lecture on cloud storage and architecture storage. You're holding your finger up. What's this about? You have another read?
I do.
I mean, if you just want this to be the Nick Frazier show, then
No.
hell, say it.
We're talking
I
Cal
don't.
Joe now.
No, I don't want to do none of that. I'm just trying to do the
All
job.
right, dude,
all right?
read whatever this
The Atlanta
is.
Braves country road trip is coming to town and teaming up with the Nashville Predators and 105 The Game. Join us at BetMGM Sports Lounge in Bridgestone Arena on Wednesday, April 16th for the Braves watch party as they take on the Tampa Bay Rays at noon. There will be free giveaways like hats, T-shirts, plus you could win an autographed baseball and free tickets. For more details, visit thegamenashville.com/events.
Well done. Before we get started, Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Jarrett Companies, above and beyond industry standards. The only company you need for commercial construction services, commercial plumbing and HVAC, all forms of HVAC units, commercial refrigeration, grease trap cleaning, which I'm not doing. They can do. Jarrett Companies can do that for us.
Steve
Do all that.
Jobs.
Yep. Electrical services, electrical installations, electrical inspections, upgrades, replacements. They got it all. Visit JarrettCompaniesInc.com. JarrettCompaniesInc.com. And Nick Keyser, our friend, Dr. Crane, will read what day is it. So please hit it.
Okay, thank you very much. First on the list, we have 404 Day. That's, when there's an error on the digital web.
Which should be this show.
Big Joe's a big error.
Next, we have his Day of Silence. That's never here. Hospital Admitting Clerks Day. Hey, Hug a News Person Day.
Oh,
I was going to ask if y'all liked a group hug,
I'm not a news person.
I'm out. I retired.
What are you
from
talking
news
about? Yeah, you are.
4
No.
years ago. I'm
not,
done.
Not a news person, not on television.
Oh.
Next one we have is International Day of Mine Awareness and Assistance in Mine Action, so landmines. Jeep 4x4 Day, so there's that. International Carrot Cake Day, big carrot cake guy.
Did we just have
Whoa.
that the other day? I don't
I
mind.
think it was cheesecake, maybe.
Okay.
Carrot
all right.
cake's delicious. Oh, you can't go wrong with carrot cake.
You can't.
Unbelievable.
Or
And you have-
carrot top.
Well, maybe. Then you have the cream cheese icing on the outside of the cake. Unbelievable. Next one we have here is National Cordon Bleu Day. That is traditionally made with veal. Some people make it with chicken, but it's traditionally with veal.
Chicken, please.
Next one we have is National Vitamin C Day. So drink.
Sunshine, brother.
Yeah, drink
Right.
it all
Eat
up.
an orange.
That too. National Walk to Work Day. Ramen Noodle Day. Not a big ramen guy. Student Government Day. Tell a Lie Day. And to wrap things up, we have World Rat Day.
Rat?
Rat. Yeah.
Like Ratatouille?
Yeah, like rat-a-tat.
Brad Martian for the hockey fans.
Yep.
Oh,
Rat.
okay. How do you know you're not poor without saying you're not poor? The fact you've never had ramen noodles.
Well, no, I've had ramen noodles. I just don't like them.
Okay. you
Oh,
don't
I
like
did
it.
that a lot in college.
I used to
Oh.
buy those Amazon packages of like ramen noodles, and they'd be like $2 for
Yeah.
like a pack of 12.
Right.
And there was one that was real spicy. I didn't like it.
Not at all. Somebody said ramen noodles 18-wheeler overturned. The estimated loss of all the product, $9.
It's so true.
All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Got to give this with get them within two. And Dr. Crane, you go first. Our first birthday. This will be fun since you two guys are y'all even over 20 years old yet?
Yes.
All right. Our first birthday is the head of Arista Records, the talented, the very, very important Clive Davis. How old is Clive Davis?
73.
I'm going to go with 62.
93.
Oh, whoa.
Not bad, though. I don't know who that guy is. Who's this guy here? Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, Iron Man.
How old is Robert Downey Jr.?
46.
53.
60.
Wow.
Pretty close on that. Singer Jill Scott, the very talented Jill Scott.
55.
45.
53. Dr. Crane's on the board. This is fun. Watch you two guys battle this out here. I don't know who that is. Eric Andre, the comedian.
37.
I'm going to go 42.
42 exactly. Nick Keyser up 2-1. I like this. Brittany's sister, Jamie Lynn Spears. And I heard she lived here.
Really?
Did not know that, if that's correct.
Everyone lives here now. 39.
37.
34. Come on, guys. Oh, coach, actor Craig T. Nelson.
59.
52.
81. Actress Christine Lottie was in Chicago Hope.
Never seen that. 61.
72.
75. Nashville guy, Steve Gatlin of the Gatlin Brothers.
77.
64.
74. Writer-producer David Kelly. He did Ally McBeal in The Practice.
65.
85.
69. Talk show host Graham Norton.
70.
55.
62. Actress Nancy McKeon from She was Jo on Facts of Life.
88.
I'm gonna go 85.
59. God, this is terrible. All right, this should be, y'all should get this. David Blaine. Magician David Blaine.
Magician.
If he could make me disappear, I'd really appreciate it right now.
Thanks.
David
appreciate
Blaine.
that. David Blaine is 50.
52.
52 exactly.
Let's go.
4-1. Nick Keiser. Lead singer of Soul for Real, Andre Dalrymple.
Who?
Yeah, who?
Just guess.
60.
71.
51. Actor Amanda Rigetti from The Mentalist.
48.
54.
42. I'm trying to help you out there, Nick.
Sorry.
Keep going, Joe.
Former Jacksonville Jaguar head football coach Jack Del Rio.
62.
I'm gonna go 67.
62 exactly. It's 4-3 now. He's considered one of the greatest face-off players in history of the NHL. Yannick Perreault.
That's right. Yeah, you said it right.
Perreault?
Go ahead, Frazier.
49.
57.
Oh, 54. She's from Shelbyville High School, one of the greatest college and high school basketball players of all time. Tiffany Woosley. Played at UT. Legend.
Win.
47.
Win. I'm not telling
52.
you that.
Oh, come on.
52 exactly.
Hey, let's go.
You're up 6-3.
One more.
LPGA golfer Joanne Carner. She is a legend. How does Miss Carner?
57.
42.
Oh, ooh, 42. So close. She's 86. So you win 6-3. The
Well done.
reporter, Nick Keiser, takes it home today. Well done. Any more reads, Dr. Crane, so you could take over the show again?
Maybe one more. Yeah. Let's see. Tomorrow, don't miss Nashville's Super Speedway pre-race concert.
That's me. Read it now.
Concert contest. Nashville's next rising star, Dierks Bentley Whiskey Row from 1 to 5 p.m. The contest will be emceed by who? Nashville's media darling?
Yeah.
Big Joe Dubin,
Get that
special
right.
guest with DJ Mojo, will keep the crowd hyped all afternoon. For more details, visit thegamenashville.com/events.
Oh, show. Appreciate your boys sitting in today. Thank you for that. Chase me back on Monday. Listen, the week is here. The weekend is here. It's a better week because you were still here. I mean, you were here. You listened to us. So all the guys out there struggling, dial 988 on your cell phone or text. Somebody's always there to talk to you. We say this message all the time. Please reach out to somebody if you're going through anything. Know that you are tremendously loved, and we're here to help you. Please reach out anytime. Know that we love you. More importantly, more than anything else, God loves you. We'll see you on Monday.